biggest launch that we have done so far is like Cadbury ad. Till now, like people remember Rephrase because of just Cadbury
Correct.
ad. You used to get like multiple awards, totally everlasting for us, and I think that was like the one of the biggest highlights of Rephrase.
You and your team have been able to successfully build a strong brand presence there.
With right team you can do anything, so it changed my like also mindset from being a individualistic to a like a better team player. And also like I think like I can't do anything without the Amazon, Google and various others, but like I decided, okay, let's join Amazon because I heard like it has more of startup culture, like more closest to startup culture as compared to any other
Correct.
company. The first team that you join is always you deeply connect with Microsoft because it was a great company and like it used to provide comfort. Go into unsafe zone first because after a certain time you have multiple options to go and come back to the safe zone.
Welcome, Shubham. Welcome to the V Show. It's great having you here. And I think today's the time when we are going to deep dive into a lot of tech, right? Right from startups to jobs in MNCs to the life in IIT. I think it is going to be fun. For everyone, Shubham is my college senior and a dear friend now. And we have been thinking about doing this podcast for a long time. But here we are. Welcome, Shubham.
Yeah, thanks, Vaibhav. Yeah, it was always nice meeting you. And
Great,
yeah,
great.
congratulations once again for the funding.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Cool, Shubham. So I think first things first, let's start about our time at Roorkee. I think we had two overlapping years at Roorkee. Your last 2 years and my first 2 years. I probably have met you a couple of times during college, here and there in events and so. But yeah, I think like as we talk about tech and as we talk about building products, engineering and so on and so forth. There is a lot of seeding which is done right at the time of college, right? And
College, yeah.
especially in IITs where through the pursuit of like through pursuing a competition or building a project, internal, external, or whatever, we tend to develop interest and explore things here and there around that space, which really helps because then we start doing internships, and then of course we can sit for interviews, placements, and get the relevant jobs. How was it for you? Like, did you always have that interest in tech even before college, or was it like something that okay you explored in college and you later went on going further in it?
Yeah, I think like many people like me don't know what the tech world is when they are in college. Like even like when I joined college, it was like, okay, I have an interest in mathematics. So I asked my neighbor, okay, like, okay, which branch is like the most closest to it? So it was like, okay, go for computer science then. Otherwise, I was
Hmm.
planning to go to IIT Bombay in chemical branch. But
Okay.
yeah, I think that was a better decision. Now I look into it. So yeah, thanks to my neighbor for telling me that. But yeah, in college, I think yeah, it's totally different. I think also like in college, like a lot of have things have changed nowadays. Since you joined also in the like couple of years, things are changing drastically. But yeah,
Hmm.
like there was no knowledge of tech. Like especially when I joined, like first year was same as school. Honestly, it was like okay, and reading out and just passing the exams. That's all. There was
Correct.
not much thing. Yeah, obviously there were multiple groups and clubs that in our colleges. So like when you joined as a fresher, it looks like great. And like I joined, got a chance to join in Impact. Like it was
Hmm.
programming and algorithm group. So yeah, like that was like the most closest to programming and coding. So
Hmm.
yeah, after that, yeah, in second year, like I got into competitive coding. Like did lot of
PC and stuff.
ACM, ICPC, yeah, like got a chance to like qualify and all the three one, like yeah. But yeah, like that was the start, okay, of something like okay, coding itself. So that was totally new, and yeah, like the college gave me like at least thanks to the senior impact, like they provided all these things. Otherwise, there
Hmm.
was no coding concept or like beforehand, I was not able to know okay what is competitive programming. Nowadays, like it's everywhere in the internet, but during that time it was like mostly
Hmm.
college seniors and like whoever you know from. Yeah, like that was there. And like then basically like the internship, like got to Microsoft. There
Hmm.
was like the first technical, okay, how the things look like basically. Yeah, it was like honestly, it was great fun in Microsoft. Like the focus was totally on having fun, like because there were a lot of friends there. So like we used to play like 7 to 8 hours daily. Like that was the minimum criteria. Like on the rest of the things, like the tech stuff and all, okay, like we
Hmm.
can do like whenever the last time will come. We have to just
Yeah.
give the demo. So like we'll just
Yeah.
prepare on like the habit in the college you learn like okay do at the last moment. So yeah, same applied in Microsoft as well. Yeah, and before in school I was used to do early everything,
Hmm.
like as soon as I get the things. But in college I realized, yeah, things change dramatically. So
Hmm.
it's better to do
No,
little
yeah,
bit
fair.
early.
Yeah, and I think Microsoft was very famous for kind of culture interns have had during that time. Even my batch
Yeah,
people like used to be very happy looking at Microsoft because
yeah, I
of
think
I
it's
think
the best
they
thing.
have a great campus, great offering in terms of that internship experience. So people really enjoy a lot there.
Correct.
And you ended up joining Microsoft or you sat
No,
for
basically,
placements?
I got a pre-placement offer from Microsoft, but yeah, that was little bit eye opener for me. That okay, this is like case work that I am doing there. Like I, at this moment of life, want to do something more work and more focus and all. So basically, my friends in ITBB were doing a startup. So basically,
Right
I
after the college.
joined. Yeah, so I joined them like almost last year only in our college. So like since then I was part of net messaging. So
Oh.
yeah, yeah, it was a little bit tough decision, especially on family side. That okay,
Hmm.
first job,
Lesser money, lesser
no money. Yeah, it
stability.
was like no money to money. Basically, it was a first transition. Like
Correct.
it's like a safe zone, basically.
Hmm.
Honestly, so which you also seek, and also like family and your friends definitely seek. So it was a first, I will say, like in terms of my multiple decisions that I have taken in my journey. It was like the first decision that was like little bit complex and also like life changing one. Like okay, joining in a startup as compared to the Microsoft, because it was a great company and like there are a
Hmm.
lot of friends and people are there. So like it used to provide comfort to that, and that is there. But yeah, like the thing was like okay, go into unsafe zone first, because after a certain time you have multiple options to go and come back to the safe zone. Very
Correct.
much.
And I think the way I also put it always is that, early in your career, you have a lot of risk appetite because of lesser
Yes.
responsibilities,
Yes. Yes.
lesser dependencies, etc. So if you can, you should then aim for, bigger things, more
Yep.
adventurous and challenging things to even put out. So
Yes.
great that you pursued that. I think now moving forward, like 5 6 years, I think the culture that way, even in colleges, especially in IT Roorkee, also has gone up in terms of that awareness. Right now, there's a
Yes.
dedicated cell. Props are helping. The institute is helping, and even external like people
Alumni.
or
Yeah.
alumni are
Yeah.
really helping. So while you switched to the startup thing, I think you worked there for a couple of months or so, and then you ended up moving
For
to
almost a year in net
uh,
messaging.
including
Uh,
your college time.
Excluding college time, it was like
Acha.
9 months or so. Yeah.
Got
So basically, like there was a two months break generally people have in Microsoft and while joining.
it.
So that time also I was doing a startup.
Uh,
So so I just like after immediately after college, I basically went to Bombay
okay.
and like joined.
And what were you building there? I mean, what was the
So
cool stuff?
basically, the idea was like very naive. Like it was like okay, we want to basically help like government school students to improve their education. So basically, we basically developed an application which basically connects teachers and parents, because we based on our research we found out like that was the major communication gap that is causing like the students not to go to the schools and
Hmm.
study there. So basically what we have in private school, like school diary, we basically moved that into an application, mobile application
Hmm.
for that. And yeah, we
Like,
developed an
really like how you started your career with tech.
yeah, so it was a great experience like talking with various schools, customers,
Hmm.
and like yeah, it was a great learning experience because in tech generally you start like coding only, so it was like more kind of a sales plus product plus tech everything. So it's always good to
I
learn.
always find it funny looking back, how when you are starting in tech, the like everything or anything you can think of is just writing code, right? You feel
Yeah,
कि
yeah,
यार कोई प्रॉब्लम दिखी कोई आइडिया मिला जस्ट कोड कर लो
correct.
that is the way out to moving or solving a problem. But
Yes.
later on in life, when you I think mature a bit and you try on different things, you realize, course, that's not the right way.
Yes,
Spend
yes, yes.
some time on the problem, understand even if it is needed or not. But great, yeah. I really respect how courageous that decision would have been, especially at that point of time where everyone is comparing themselves with their peers and are themselves in a lot of pressure, right? That
Yeah, yeah.
placements are going on, students and friends are getting placed,
Yep.
people are getting such great offers and so on, and you feel like, okay.
Yeah, it was not that actually startup culture at that time in India. So it was also like difficult times during that in a
Hmm.
startup. Many people don't know what a startup actually is during that time. So it was long way back that I think about it. But yeah, I was fortunate enough to get that exposure at the start only. Like, okay, what is
Hmm.
more important, not just the coding part. So yeah, that was great. So yeah, like that was like good enough, and we actually like like it was really good in Bombay. Like we have like 70,000 customers that we got like
Oh, very
in like
nice.
66 months time. So that was very good. But like the geo was not there honestly, and also there were multiple hierarchies in schools and educational institutes. So like
Hmm.
that was like the couple of major reasons we couldn't scale, and we basically decided to okay do something new. Yeah, so at that point of time basically like the new idea I was like okay, it was okay, didn't get a feel about it honestly. So basically I then decided okay, like okay, join on to like something MNC or something, for some time now, and then basically learn about these things. Like, okay, once you have done 0 to 1 journey, how to basically do
Hmm.
your 1 to 100. So basically, that was the focus, like how to learn to how to scale, how to effectively manage people and everything. So basically, then I joined Amazon. Yeah, but yeah, I regret that decision. Honestly, these
Of
guys like
joining Amazon.
yeah. I think these guys like after their fourth or fifth venture, like get a really cool idea, khata book that you all
Oh.
know. So yeah, those were my similar founders that I worked with. But yeah, that was an interesting journey for them. But yeah, I think they had such tolerance for waiting for 6 to 7 years of
Hmm.
various failures they got. So
Correct.
yeah, after that, that was yeah.
Yeah, it's a very, I would say, long journey of persistence and
Yeah,
patience, right?
yeah.
You have to go through so many fallbacks, so you have to go through so many setbacks to actually land
Yes.
into something real, and especially for the first time founders, right? You even don't
Yeah.
know what you're doing is right or wrong, and
Yeah,
even
no idea. It was
being,
like
yeah.
just
But
following
but
whatever we think.
yeah, but I think it gives you, like, I mean, early failures in life would really give you a lot of confidence for to not be actually defeated later, right? Because you would always feel कि हाँ मतलब ये तो देख ही लिया है तो आगे कोई
Correct.
प्रॉब्लम होगी तो
Yeah.
हो ही जाएगा मैनेज एंड आई
Y-
थिंक that is one mindset which gets developed saying कि okay ठीक है ये tough time देख लिया है तो anyways we have whatever next comes is going to be easier only or good only
Yep.
from here.
Yep.
But I think you joined Amazon, and Amazon is a great company, first of all, to work for, right? More in terms of how your own learnings around not only building scale tech, which is anyways one, but also how that people management and project management aspect come in, right?
Yeah.
And this is based on what I hear from people and my
Yeah.
friends in Amazon. But I would love to know more about how you would, describe your experience at Amazon, given you spent around 6 years there, right?
Yeah.
So how was it?
Yeah, it was great, honestly. Like, obviously, there are some things which you don't like, but I think overall, what was my focus? I think Amazon delivered it. Like, I had like multiple options. Like, when I was planning to join MNC, like it was Microsoft, Amazon, Google, and various others. But like, I decided, okay, let's join Amazon because I heard like from my like various colleagues that okay, like it has more a startup culture, like more
Hmm.
closest to startup culture as compared to any other
Correct.
company. So that was
Hmm.
the thing which I had top in my mind. Like, okay, I am a fond of startups, like
Hmm.
not liking the much of MNC fan. So like, let's go to something which is close to startup.
Hmm.
Then I joined Amazon.
Were
Basically,
your expectations correct?
yeah, I think I can't tell if it was correct or not because gone to other companies. But yeah, it was like as I mentioned, like what I was looking for, it provided that I can say. Yeah, so it was like during that time, it was way better than like what I did in internship. So that all I can say. Like things change also, like the culture and everything changes also
Hmm.
in big MNCs also time to time. But at that time, Amazon was really good. So yeah, I think when I joined Amazon, like basically I got a chance to work in like the affiliate marketing program.
Hmm.
So basically, yeah, there basically got a chance to like my first mentors. Honestly, like before that, I didn't look up to anyone. Like especially like okay, I follow people here and there, but like actively mentoring, I basically don't used to take. But like there, basically, I got actual good mentors. Like one was like principal engineer over there. One was like senior engineer over there. So like for them, for me is like okay, getting really good guidance like in how to think about like any software, any product. So I
Hmm.
think that was like great personally learning for me. Like there, like what I think or what other developers think, like it's totally different from what they basically the way you think about going about anything. So basically, I really was fortunate to understand okay, like how to go about a particular problem basically. So yeah, and then basically like I spent around like 2.5 years like over there, and basically like build a new version of like we call it like Papi we call it, but it was actually a product advertising API. But yeah, it was a great fun, and like it was the first team, so I really am still connected with like everyone,
Hmm.
almost everyone in that team. So like it was like the first, like I think everyone, like the first team that you join is always you like
Correct.
deeply connect with the
It was
people
always
that you are
close. Yeah.
always close. So yeah, I really like that. Then basically I think I like it was like MLA I was going on. So and also like
Hmm.
I had interest in mathematics and everything. So basically I was like okay, I have to do something in ML or AI.
Hmm.
Like okay, and also like after 2.5 years, it's like okay, you see monotonous and everything like your work, whatever you do in particular domain. So like okay, I decided okay, like yeah, anything you have to do in AI ML, let's just do it. Let's learn that.
Hmm.
So basically, then I basically found a like fortunately found a job in Amazon only in LA. I couldn't find a single job opportunity in like India or
Hmm.
Seattle, like which are the major tech hubs of Amazon. But like they were giving mostly like research scientists, PhD people only opportunity to develop or research AI ML things.
Hmm.
So in LA, like Prime Video was just coming then, and they have just a new team they are setting up. So like it was a 2-3 member team. Like it was not even a team. Like our senior manager was managing us. So yeah, they had like got a chance to work on research things
So you
basically.
moved to LA there.
LA there, yeah, and in LA, like yeah, it was it was really interesting, and at the same time, like I still remember those days, like because there was no Indian, and I am fond of talking in Hindi,
Okay.
so
Why are we doing this podcast in English? यार फिर हिंदी में ही बात
no,
करते
it's
हैं.
like at that time.
अच्छा, okay.
At that time, I was like fond of talking in Hindi most of the times. It's not like
Okay.
okay in office work you talk in English, but at least when you come home, you talk to friends and all. But in LA, like most of the people are like there are were no Indians. Like if there are Indians,
Mm.
like it was like people who have lived, like their parents have lived there from long back, or they are from their high schools or something, so they have become almost US like.
Mm.
So yeah, but like the work, I think like that was like one of my like the best work that I have done, at least I believe, that it was like amazing.
Is there any difference you found out between, let's say, Indian developers and the developers
Yeah,
outside?
not developers specifically. I think like the work culture or the mindset
Okay.
is like not like even in the US. Like there are were like when I moved to Seattle, like the Indians and like basically I will say others, or even the ethnicity, I will have different mental models you have.
Mm.
So I think they have like okay, they like those people like properly weigh like what I see was like they properly weigh like your work is also important, but your life and your enjoyment also like they value very hard in that. So
Mm.
and I think like working on time, only discipline, and all those comes as part of that when you basically start weighing all the things in your life very importantly. But I think in Indians we have like okay, if you have work, just try to complete it, doesn't matter what the time is and everything. So I think that's
Mm.
little bit a heredity, I will say, people. But yeah, I think now our people are spending or giving weightage to everything nowadays. So
Mm.
yeah, I think. But yeah, that was the major difference I felt when I lived in LA. It was like
This
proper
is one
10
of
to
the
6.
most common answers you'll find, Messi.
Yeah,
I mean, so that, I mean,
yeah,
which
it
is
is
why
a
it is also
common.
true, right?
Yeah, yeah,
You'll find it across internet or
yeah.
even people I talk to work there
Yeah.
is the same, right? But
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I think I really liked working in that because of the work, because of the culture and everything. So, and also the side perks, like in terms of.
mm,
So, yeah, that was the reason I came back. And basically, then I also like, since I was coming back, I decided, okay, let's learn the final chapter that I was looking at initially, like leadership. I was a team, I had done like as a team lead informally, like in previously, but like officially, I was not a leader. So basically, when I joined India back, I decided, okay, let's go official with the leader role. And
mm,
there I got a chance to lead great team and yeah, learn the leadership aspects. I think that was like the one of the major turning points in my life
mm,
because that was so much learning for me.
okay,
So as compared to like the learning in tech world that I have done, it's about like not about how you can solve the things, it's about how you can help others to make solve those things.
correct,
So which is like a totally different ball game. So because everyone is of like different past and also different experience, different style of
skill
working.
set,
So it was like a really amazing experience. Like okay, how to work with different kind of people.
mm.
So that was a really difficult and also at the same time great fun. Yeah. So
Awesome,
yeah.
awesome. I think you've had like a complete, I would say, a curriculum plan taken off in your career, right? You took some risk, like took the experience of that 0 to 1, then went on to work as a code developer and an engineer, and then went on to be a leader, and of course learned that people aspects and leadership of it, which makes you, I mean, ready and complete to take on, different kind of problems or any kind of problem for that matter, because now you have different lenses. You have a lens to problem solve, you have a lens to understand what is needed in the 0 1, then you have a lens to see how scalable systems run, then you have a lens to, of course, lead people. So which really helps in, let's say you're doing a startup or you are just looking at a problem statement and so on, when you have so much. Otherwise, generally you approach something with a similar kind of lens, which is, let's say, if you are an engineer and only a developer standpoint comes in. But this gives you a spectrum of view, which really helps.
Yeah, yeah, totally. I think being an engineer myself, I think in Amazon, like we usually have like non-engineers who have been like they are coming from MBA or like product managers who have become engineer managers. So they didn't know like okay, matlab, can't relate like how engineers work or their style of work much. So that was like worked in my advantage, like because being an engineer myself, like I know like okay, how can I relate to them myself, like if I have been working like, and similarly like get years of experience, like so like it totally can relate with them. And I've felt like, okay, being an engineer leader like open my eyes, like okay, how to work better as a team. Like it like for me now is like it's like the most
फ्राइडे
important thing.
रिलीज ऑन करने का क्या मतलब होता है?
Yeah, yeah. कुछ मतलब release and all anything like I think, and you like most important for you in your any journey is like your team. I think without
करेक्ट.
team, and it's also like about the right team. So I think with right team you can do anything. So it changed my like also mindset from being a individualistic to a like more of better team player. And also like now it's like fully team. Like I think now I have like 4 years that I have not done coding, so it's like almost like okay, I think like I can't do anything without the team. So like it's like a totally changing thing for me. So yeah, I think that was really fun to like lead a team in Amazon. And then basically like when I thought like okay, things are like what I have thought like okay, I have to learn is done. Like then I was okay, let's go back to a startup where I most like, because that's the best project
Yeah.
that you can get, I
Yeah,
think.
so I think then, of course, you decided to join back your original game plan, which is
Yeah.
of working in a startup.
Yes.
And
Yes.
you joined Rephrase. By the way, Rephrase for everyone is one of the first Indian acquisition by Adobe, if I'm not wrong.
Yes. Yes. Correct.
Yeah, and Shubham has been leading all the tech efforts there since the last 2 years almost.
Yeah.
So first of all, kudos Shubham with the exceptional team and the product in your favorite area of ML and AI. You and your team, of course, have been able to successfully build a strong brand presence there. I remember that Cadbury ad campaign
Yeah.
by Shahrukh Khan, which got developed by Rephrase. So would love to know more about what cool stuff did you guys build there, and how was the journey?
Yeah, I think it was a very, very awesome. The name rephrase, I think. But yeah, like the if I have to point out like a most biggest launch that we have done so far is like Cadbury ad still. It was like long back that we have done. It was like the one of the starting success story for us. But till now, like we people remember rephrase because of just even though we have done multiple and bigger customer stories after that. But I think it was like the highlight, and still like we used to get like multiple awards day to day, like
Hmm.
for the startups just for that Cadbury campaign. So it was like okay, totally everlasting for us. And I think that was like the one of the biggest highlights of rephrase.
And I think it came mostly more than an year ago, right? 1 to 2 years ago.
Yeah, it was like around I think 2021, I guess, Diwali.
So I mean, that time the AI boom, which is happening now, where you see that a lot of AI
Yeah,
startups and LLM talks are happening, even that was not, a normal thing. So this came out to be really cool because you guys envisioned and were solving this at that point of time when like AI was of course not that crazy in the startup ecosystem.
correct, correct. Yeah, I think like in the talking head, specifically in the video space, like we were like the pioneers in this space, like from the start. Like rephrase was the one across the world. Like we were the one of the initial startups so started like working on this, like okay, deepfake videos and
Mm.
everything. So like we were the initial ones, and like yeah, at that time there was nothing like and to take reference even from, because there was
Mm.
nothing such like that. Like we know we have learned about like GPT, but it
Mm.
was like very initial phase. Like no one, like we
Mm.
know about it, but we hardly see because it
Did
was like
you
a
did you
normal.
did you use GPT as your LLM?
No, 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 no. We have our own like CNN model. We didn't use
Okay.
LLM for
Okay.
our space. So it was totally because LLM is mostly for like still for language or textual
Hmm.
things. Our
Hmm.
is like video,
Text to video.
text to video. So it was like I think now people are doing image visual models. So I think it will soon come into the party. But yeah, I think since last year, I think many players have come up. Synthesia and Rephrase were like only two ones like we had this kind of thing. But like since last year after OpenAI, like I think many players have come up
Yeah.
and disrupted the market. And I think still it's not over. Like I think once OpenAI provides this model, and even I think it's soon going to be open source.
Yeah.
So
There are a lot of like open models coming in, like Llama
yeah,
2 is quite
yeah,
famous, Mistral has come in.
correct,
A
correct.
lot of interesting use cases there.
Yeah,
I see your interest in AI by the sheer posts you have been doing on LinkedIn, etc. And of
yeah,
course,
yeah.
your pre-work is something which you are even focusing on more now, right? So,
Yeah.
what are your as a techie, I would ask, right? What are your not predictions, but what do you envision AI doing in terms of impact in, let's say, the next decade, and where do the opportunity lie?
I think I will say honestly, like AI will just remove whatever the tasks that you think okay are like boring for you.
Hmm.
Like if someone, like if you have an assistant or something, like you would like to give them and get with it. So I think AI will kind of be your assistant and do your all the assistant work, whatever are the things that you think can like any junior or any assistant or anyone basically else can do. It doesn't require your expertise that much, maybe in taking directions or something we can provide. But AI is kind of, I still see, I think all the assistant work basically, even like also like the guidance work that you think okay, like if you ask a person like okay what could have I done better in this, so like
Hmm.
that kind of help. So I think AI is going to it's already helping. I think for me it's like I think being a great help. Like I think you can easily research, it has make the research a lot easier, like honestly.
Correct.
Even I think that it has gone little better than what it was there in the last year. But yeah, I think it has overall improved, but I think the
Hmm.
quality is getting little bit also deteriorated because like now AI generated articles are coming as part of training. So but I think it is going to a long way, and I think all the assistant work, and I think anyone can pretty much do anything. So it's more about like thinking part, which I think AI is can't do in terms of ideas thinking or like in terms of
Hmm.
strategy thinking, I am saying.
Hmm.
So I think those are the things that you learn from your experience and everything. But like once you have strategically think about how what to do, how to do, I think then you can basically there will be several tools in the future, I'm sure, like
Hmm.
which will be just you can just provide a strategy to them and just they will do implement the work that you are thinking or doing. So I think
Awesome.
yeah, that
What are you up to next? I got to know that you are on a break right now for some time.
yeah, do something of our own
Very
soon.
nice.
So yeah.
I'm sure in the AI space now.
Not necessarily, but yeah, definitely AI will be part of our execution. But yeah, not specifically AI. I think people have weightage more in terms of like because AI is growing. I think people are like thinking based on AI instead. Like
Hmm.
you should still think about like what
Problems
people
in, yeah,
customer want and all. And AI
correct.
will can help in execution, but thinking from backward like AI, like okay how AI can help in different ways, like I think it's a very bad approach altogether. It's like okay you have a problem and then you can think like as
I
one of
think
the ways.
I think this always happens, right? Whenever a new tech or something goes viral, people start force fitting that into
Yes,
a solution, right? Happened with crypto as well.
crypto. Yeah,
But I think as you mentioned, the right way to look is always find out problems and see then what all tech, what all tools can
yeah.
help you solve those problems, right? And see the impact there.
Yeah, it is just one of the solutions, I will say. It's not more than that, honestly. Yeah, I think many people are literally developing on AI. I think, like, and as you can see, like, with GPT Builder, many businesses that have been developing last year, they just got out of run after
Correct.
they have provided OpenAI have provided GPT Builder because, like, I think they have just thought, like, they are just thinking, okay, what AI can do, and like, what are the solutions they have right now available, and they are creating problems on top of that, which hardly people see. And I think it's going to be like similar, like big players like Amazon. It's going to be you can just think like one of the solutions provided again by like big companies like AWS, GCP, and various other
Hmm.
things. Not more than that.
And I think
So
all of the big players have started. I mean, they would have
yeah,
started the work a few years back, but they have started offering their solutions, right? Be it Amazon, Google,
yep,
Microsoft, and so on.
yep.
So it's a matter of time when
Yeah, it's a
these will
matter
be
of time.
available as packaged solutions and you can
Yes,
start integrating and using.
yes, yes,
But
yes.
good stuff here. I mean, Always excited to see how things are changing in tech and learning so much. We can of course leverage it to solve the kind of problems we are solving in our own respective zones.
Yes.
But really great, Shubham, having you. This was a very fun conversation, and really like the principles and the way your journey has been. It's been commendable, and it's coming a full circle of you again now starting a startup, right? So all the very best. I am hoping and wishing you the super best, that you do great stuff. Thank you for taking out time.
Yeah, thank you, Webo. Yeah, it was like honestly my first podcast. So yeah, thanks for calming my nerves. And yeah, it was a
No
great fun
worries.
and conversation with you.